Hello there! This time I try to build a 3D wooden puzzle by ROKR. It's a steam engine train. I have a bit of a cold, so sorry about that, but let's get on. These 3D puzzles are always fun and an easy build, but you always have to take care with the smaller parts and the thinner parts not to snap them. No worry though, they can be quite easily fixed with some PVA glue, as is going to happen here in this video with a hook. After the last project, where I didn't know anything of what I was doing, I wanted something where I didn't have to think too much about anything, so I decided for this 3D puzzle. But then I also decided I wanted to do a base with grass, and that's something I've never done, so yay me. As usual, this is in no way a tutorial. I have no idea what I'm doing most of the time, and well, that's the fun of it. As the first part is just building, following the instructions, I'll quit japping and I will be back when we start on the base. There's where the fun begins, and where I can embarrass myself completely. With the model done, it was time to start on the base. I just wanted to do something simple, as it's the first base I've done. So just some rails and some grass around it. First I made a template for the rails and the sleepers, so it would be straight. And for those I used some popsicle sticks to make the sleepers and the rails. At first I used a saw, because that was I thought was quickest, but then I just started snipping them. I cleaned the edges with some sandpaper, not to have any splinters coming out. And then I started on the rails. These I cut with a knife and then I snapped them in two. While sanding, I tried to save all the sawdust to be used on the base, but at the end it was not really enough. I then scored the sleepers with a piece of metal to give them more character and give them something for the dry brushing at the end to hold on to, so they look a little bit more old and realistic. I then glued the rails to the sleepers with PVA glue. I had 3 square laminated wood bases laying around, so I decided to use those, and to put them together I glued them straight with a bit of cardboard. The wood was just 3 millimeters thick, and at the end it warped, so probably next time it's better to use something a little bit more thicker. To cover the base I made a mix of Mod Podge and brown acrylic paint that did not mix at all. So it was basically just Mod Podge. I spread a layer of that on the base, and then I mixed in the sawdust to make the center part a little bit more higher than the rest of it. As I said, I probably would need a little bit more sawdust, but what the hell, it's good enough. I left that to cure for a couple of days and then started with the painting. I was too lazy to go out and use the primer spray can, so I just used a grey acrylic and used the airbrush. It did work quite fine though. Most of the colors I'm using here are those from art stores, the cheap ones in tubes. This is a brown acrylic and it works fine, at least for what I'm doing. I mixed a little bit darker brown for the dirt between the sleepers. And then with a black acrylic paint I did the rails. For the grass, as I don't have one of those static applicators, I just spread some PVA glue in a layer and sprinkled the grass on top of it. And here is where I messed up a bit. I've seen in many tutorials that to fix the grass you should use a mix of PVA glue, water and a drop of dish soap. So that's what I did. Unfortunately, maybe my mix was wrong, or maybe I didn't mix it enough, but it just pushed down the grass a bit too much. Next time I will have to try something else. As the grass was drying, I used a black Tamiya panel liner as a wash on the sleepers, and I dry brushed some chrome on top of the rails to give it a metallic accent. Then I mixed a light brown, very light brown, to dry brush still on the sleepers to give it a little bit of a light accent and age it a little bit more. I have to say it didn't come out too bad at all. Here are some pictures. Thank you for watching and see you in the next build. Ciao ciao!